We are in the Lego City, so that means another Lego City update. It's been a while since the last one, so we're back with another one today. So welcome, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And it's a big one. Definitely, in my opinion, there's going to be some big changes to a certain area in the city that I'll tell you more about soon. In the last update, we come up with a Lego City layout that I was fairly pleased with. We managed to get all of the buildings in. None of them were left out like previously, so that was good. But just looking at it now, I'm not entirely happy with the layout that I've come up with. When I think about the first section of the Lego City that we did, the Lego Town Square area, that just has so much depth, so much more about it. Because of that raised area, it just looks so much more appealing to the eye and just looks so much better. So I want to raise up another area in the Lego City, and that is the area that I was working on in the last Lego City update. And the area in question is this area, the latest area that I've been working on so much. I said that I was happy with the Lego City layout that I've come up with, and that is true. But the one thing I'm not happy with is just this open space where you can see the wall of the room. It's just so much blue on display, and I'm not too sure really of what I would do to cover that up. It would just probably be a brick wall like I've done at the end of that road, but that can be too boring, can't it really? So what I'm going to do in this area is have a raised platform like I have over in the town square area, and that's going to add some really nice depth to the Lego City. Hopefully, anyway, we're going to try out and see. And as well, I got a suggestion from the last video about this wall that I put in, and it was maybe I could add a tunnel. The road could keep going and I can add a tunnel, and I really like that idea. So I've had a little mock-up of the tunnel here, and I'm going to try and place that in as well, and that will connect to the raised area. I'm going to try and get it all in. We're going to see how that looks, and hopefully it works really well. So I'm going to get started on that, probably get these buildings out, get the platform in, and just go from there. Well, this is looking like an absolute disaster area. I don't really know what's going on. I've been taking buildings out and just absolutely making such a mess of the whole entire room. But some of the things that I have done, let me show you. I've got the makings of a tunnel in place to see what that looks like. I think that's going to look good there. And then over on this side, I've started on that retaining wall that will cover up the raised area this side. I've done a good job of that so far. I like the detail that I've got on there with the greenery. Got a bit of graffiti. It's small, but it's definitely there. And yeah, that's going to go along the front of this raised area and also behind these two buildings. So the area on the top there will be just slightly over a base plate, and then when it goes behind those buildings, it's going to come in at an angle, and then the space above the tunnel, I think, is about 20 studs, I want to say. It's between 16 and 20 studs. I can't quite remember. I'll have to take it back out and check. But yeah, it's about 16 to 20 studs. So above there, I'll have a much smaller building, and over on this side, I'm not sure what buildings I'm going to have up there yet, but they'll be the larger full base plate size buildings. And I even had an extra idea of some more raised area coming behind whatever buildings are going to be on this side. And then if I have a gap between those buildings, I could have a nice little staircase going up to them, and I think that would look good, add some extra depth to even more of the city. That's my update so far on these areas. I'll carry on and check in a second. So there we go, we've got the raised area in place. It was a bit of a nightmare, but we got there in the end. I've got the retaining wall in there as well, and I've got that fixed to the base plates on top, and that's great. That's got me 4 buildings that I can have up on that raised area, which is, that's going to look good, having 4 buildings in a row there. That will look really good. Don't know what's going up there quite yet. I've obviously got to come up with a layout for down in front of the raised area and also this block of buildings here. On this side, I'm losing half a base plate because of that tunnel that needs to match up to the raised area. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that just yet, so I'm going to leave that to a later date. So I've lost half a base plate because of that tunnel. So we've got to figure out a layout for this block and also out in front of that raised area. So let's have a play around and see what we can come up with. I thought maybe a little Simpsons area would look good up there, but no, that looks totally dumb. You wouldn't be able to get a car in the garage whatsoever, so no, that's not. Okay, I think we've nailed this. This layout is very good. Obviously, I've got the construction site on this corner. Like I said, I lost half a base plate along this row, and with that being 1.5 base plates, I took out the police station and the hotel from this corner, placed that there, and that gives me the room at the back for that raised area where the tunnel's going to meet my other raised area. One issue is the road plates now don't line up with the garage of, or the truck entrance to the fire brigade. So that's something I would have to look into to try and fix that. And then over here, these three buildings together look brilliant. I really wanted some space either side of the museum just to make it a standalone building, just so it, just has that presence of a museum. But with these three buildings, because I've added extra layer to both the museum recently and then the boutique hotel a couple of years ago, with them three being a very similar height, they look really good. And I do have the option, because like I said I think I said it earlier in the video, I wanted maybe a raised area behind these row of modulars, and I can have a staircase between these. If I've moved this hotel off to the side, I can have a staircase in between these two buildings going up to that raised area behind, where I'm going to have some small facades, shop type buildings, just to give it more depth, and that's going to look really good. But for now, I'm just going to place that one next to the museum, because like I said, they look really good, all being the same height and in a row like that. So then we've got the raised area. I don't really have any buildings that I can place up there at the minute. I showed off the Simpsons buildings there, and they didn't look too good. But this is more a case of just blocking off that wall of the room, so you don't see so much of that blue room, and there's nothing, the city's going into nothingness, just going into the wall. But so that blocks that off now. And then in the future, when I come up with some buildings to go up there, that's going to look really good. And obviously, I've got all this area out the front to work with. Going to come up with a great area for outside the museum. Really looking forward to doing that. And again, just working on all these streets again. It's got a pile of minifigures in the middle of the road and all the vehicles everywhere. So it's definitely going to give me some work now to do. But this layout is really good. One issue is obviously the buildings I took out, Avengers Tower, Jazz Cafe, and the Ghostbuster Firehouse. We'll need to find somewhere for them to go, but I am extending down here anyway, all the way to the wall. I need to get some more of the IKEA Lindemann tables. I think I need 3 of those. Yeah, 3 of those, and that's going to give me so much more space. And that, obviously, I want to be my beach area. I feel happy now. This is a great area of the Lego City that I'm going to be able to work with, and it's going to look really good. I'm really pleased with it, and I really think that this area of the Lego City is going to look just as good as the first area that I did. I think what I'm going to do is work on this area behind these buildings where it's going to meet up, where this raised area is going to meet up with the tunnel area. What I'm going to do, I'm going to work on that off camera, and then probably just show it off in my next update, or an update, further down the line, just so I don't have to worry about getting any footage or anything. Just get it done and just showcase it after the fact that it's done. I think that will be a lot easier. But for this area, looking really good, really pleased with it, and it's given me a lot to do in the future. Obviously, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Any feedback you can leave in the comments, please do so, because that really helps me out as well. Obviously, the tunnel was a suggestion in the comments, so I do listen and take it on board, and it does really help me out. So if you can carry on doing that, that would be great. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.